Right now at 7, a huge sinkhole opens up near San Francisco's Cow Hollow neighborhood.
It just looked like water was everywhere and there was sand. It was like, looked like something had exploded out of the ground.
How long until this mess will be cleaned up? And an RV park recently opened in San Jose just to help the homeless. So why is it sitting nearly empty?
Everybody in the area right here would have been moved over there if they were here to help us.
The barriers that are keeping people out. Also, high hopes of a strong season for the faithful after the 49ers dominate the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Hello, we'll talk about quite a mess, and crews in San Francisco still on the scene of that massive sinkhole that opened up literally near Cow Hollow. Look at that. It's made a mess of the area. We're told it could take a week before the broken pipe is fixed. So the sinkhole is at the intersection of Fillmore and Green Streets, and our Jose Martinez spent the day there. He heard from a lot of residents, and he gives us a look at what they've been dealing with all day.
It's not the usual view Kate Mattimore is used to seeing every morning outside her house.
Shock, obviously. I mean, it looks insane.
A massive sinkhole opening just steps away from her front door, a place she's been calling home for the last 6 months, located on the corner of Green and Fillmore Streets.
I heard it starting like last night at like midnight-ish. It woke me up, and I wasn't sure what it was, but I heard like sirens and stuff, and so I looked out my window and didn't really think that much of it until this morning, obviously, when I saw this.
An entire multi-agency operation that started around 11:30 last night when a water main break sent water and mud all the way down to the Union Street shopping district, where several businesses got flooded.
It's terrible. It's a big mess.
Huge mess.
Yeah, I hope tomorrow much better, because right now they block around us. Car cannot come in, so we have no business. I mean, not with cars, only our neighbor come by and get some coffee. But hopefully they open up tomorrow.
Authorities say this water main break could be one of the causes of this massive sinkhole.
The leak is from a 16-inch water main that is probably well over 70 years old. So again, this is a large pipe, it's old. PUC crews work to proactively replace about 9 miles of these sometimes century-old pipes a year. But, you know, leaks still do happen in the city. We don't know the exact cause, but we are investigating.
For residents like Kate, this is going to be the way of moving around this area in between workers and trucks, just hoping everything can get back to normal pretty soon.
Seems like a relatively quick response. We'll see how long it goes, I guess. Time will tell.
All right, so the good news, water service has been restored, and as a precaution, PG&E also had to shut down a gas line. So take a look at this video. Okay, it's from an hour ago. You can see crews removing the damaged water pipe from the ground. San Francisco has an aging water main system. There are 1,200 miles of pipelines stretching across the system. About 20% of those pipes are about 100 years old. So the SFPUC is actively working to replace the system, but there is no word on the exact timeline. All right, now to San Jose, where one plan to help out some of the 700 people who live in their vehicles isn't really panning out exactly as hoped. So back in July, the city opened up a safe parking site at the Santa Teresa VTA, that is, light rail station. So it has room for 42 vehicles. But 2 months later, it's still mostly empty. Our John Ramos heard from some RV dwellers about why they have no choice but to stay away.
There's no doubt that cities are sincere about wanting to get homeless people off the street, but this safe RV parking facility in San Jose may be an example of what happens when you create a solution without taking into account the realities of the people you're trying to help. Just across from the Santa Teresa VTA station is this safe parking lot built by the city of San Jose to give homeless RV dwellers a secure place to live. The only problem is there aren't many RVs in it. only about 16 right now. But across town, on the streets near Columbus Park, there's a lot of them. Jessica Carrillo, who lives in the street side encampment, thinks it doesn't make much sense.
There's all that space with nobody there to go to. I mean, and the more RVs that they think that there's going there, the more RVs show up in this area.
So why aren't more people taking the city up on its offer? It turns out most of them can't. When they opened the safe parking facility, it included a requirement that any RVs staying there must be operational, insured, and have current registration. Jessica doubts that any of the vehicles in her area would fit that description.
We're just getting these false advertising like promises that we'll be able to just get to live in a living home or living parking space, but no one's ending up going there. I haven't seen any of the RVs here be moved.
The city realizes that and is looking into fixing the problem. Councilmember David Cohen says he's not sure if the rules are the city's doing or if they're part of the contract with VTA to use the land. But he says they will be reviewing the situation on Tuesday at City Hall to see if there is a way to relax the standards.
Obviously, it's very frustrating to have sites open in the city and know that there's still so many RVs on the street. Know that there's actually people who want to move into these sites, and yet there's still spaces empty. So we need to remove as many barriers as we can to get people into the site and do a better job of recruiting people and doing outreach so that we can fill the spots as quickly as possible.
How tough is it to find a place where you can park where you're not going to get hassled?
I don't know of any. I don't know of any places except for like one like this. This one, first one I've ever seen.
Doug Wynn showed up at the RV site hoping to find a place to park his home, which is currently on a street near Tully Road. But he's in the same boat as a lot of motorhome dwellers when it comes to bringing their vehicles into full compliance.
Oh gosh, I'm 2 years behind in my registration, so it probably cost me about at least a couple thousand for sure, $2,000 at least.
That's not the kind of money he or any of his neighbors have, so his search for a place to live continues. While on the other side of the fence, there's plenty of good intentions to go along with all that empty space.
So the same barriers will be removed for an even bigger safe parking site set to open on Berryessa Road. Along with RV parks, the city is also looking at setting up temporary shelter sites with some of the 200 tiny homes provided by the state. One of the sites considered is the Cerrone VTA yard. A final vote on that proposal is set for next month. All right, right now, two bills sitting on Governor Newsom's desk could help ease the housing crisis statewide. So they deal with accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, which is essentially a self-contained unit that's usually in a backyard. One bill would allow cities to decide whether ADUs can be sold separately from main homes. The other would ban rules that require property owners to live in their ADUs. The 911 system in Oakland has been plagued by problems, from recent outages to slow response times. But now, city leaders have announced a $2.5 million investment to make things better. So the city says the money is going to go toward hiring more dispatchers, upgrading their computer dispatch system to get calls to first responders faster, also updating its power supply equipment to protect against outages.
The pressure and the sheer volume of calls coming in that they have to manage in an understaffed department is something that we cannot stand anymore. And the fact that these resources are coming at this critical time when the state is saying that we have to do something different is critical.
Oakland's emergency system has faced criticism from both the grand jury and the state, who has threatened to withhold funding if it didn't improve. The state says the city must respond to 911 calls within 15 seconds, 90% of the time. But Oakland only meets that requirement 46% of the time. So the money for the 911 system is coming from extra revenue from events at the Coliseum. All right, coming up in tonight's Red and Gold Report, why Brock Purdy got the last laugh in Pittsburgh. You bet. And it's been a fixture for over a century. But why the future of California's historic Rose Bowl is now in jeopardy.
Beautiful look this evening at Santa Clara Valley. San Jose's seeing the sun go down in about 20 minutes or so. The temperature topped out at 84 degrees this afternoon, a couple degrees above normal, but we're going to flip that around beginning tomorrow. Take a look at how long the cool down is going to last coming up in the First Alert forecast.